True wisdom. Yes, the video that's attached to was some good stuff, but let me give you some more true wisdom. As you know, I've been like I'm Ami Yogi, which means second yogi, right? So singing and dancing is a big part of this, but also knowing what you're singing and what words you're saying. I ask people all the time, what are you going to do when you go to heaven? They're like, well, I guess I'm going to sing in front of the throne of the Lamb for all eternity. It's like, that's it. Now remember, the Bhagavad Gita means the beloved Lord's secret love song. Where's that secret love song sung from? Within yourself. I am constantly singing all the time. I'm pretty sure you've seen screenshots of this before. This is my names list of my own personal research. I went out and went to the tribes, tried to find all the different various tribes and find who they said created it. What did they say? I found a whole bunch of names, but the names all started to line up. Inside of Wicca, it's known as Drugathan, or the One, the All. This impersonal ultimate divinity is generally regarded as unknowable and is acknowledged but not worshipped. Baiame was the creator god and skyfather in the dreaming of several language groups. The Tao was another thing, as in Tewa's Aleph Omega, so the warrior of the beginning and the end. Tao, another name. You've heard of the saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. Rod, the Slavic creator god of the cosmos and the creator of the universe. He was born by himself in the beginning. There was only darkness, and Rod was like a bud trapped in an egg. Atum. In the beginning there was nothing. A mound of earth rose from noon, and upon it Atum created himself. And it's a reflection type thing. Atum, my mind is a tomb. Moldimo, supreme but unreachable creator god. The supreme god of Sawana. His very name is sacred, but as no one is allowed to invoke it, it wouldn't do you much good. It might be for them people, but you can say names. Nyame, lord of the sky, the god of the Akan. His name means he who knows and sees everything, and omniscient, omnipotent sky god. Waheguru, or Vaheguru, a word in Sikhism to use to refer to God. The wondrous Lord who dispels the darkness of ignorance and bestows the light of truth, knowledge, and enlightenment. Unkulunkulu, the very good-looking, handsome, is the supreme creator in the language of the Zulu people. Supreme creator. Nok Hong. If you say it with the ocean breath, Nok Hong, it almost sounds like Night King. The first being, supreme originating God. It's Zamna, creator deity, represented by the aged god D. Yotaland takes a D. When you add D onto it, it becomes Taoland, or Toyland. But we like saying Taoland, the temple of understanding.
A young man walks beside a girl across a flowered field. Spring has come, and this girl is his life. He prays. A child climbs a tree to watch the sunset over the fields. Summer is ending, and the harvest is life for his village. He prays. A hunter tracks a boar through the woods. Winter is coming, and this boar is life for his family. He prays. But to whom do they pray? The world has as many answers as there are men to answer. But walk far enough, climb high enough, hunt long enough, and a man shall find only one God, with many faces. In the faith of the seven, he is the stranger who guides men from this life to the next. Few seek his favor, or at least, few realize that they do. In the north of Westeros, he is one of the nameless old gods, staring out from the weirwood trees and the snow. In the Iron Islands, he is the drowned god, calling men down to his watery hall. What is dead may never die, but rises again, harder and stronger. In the Far East, he is the Lion of Night, who fathered the world's first emperor on the Maiden Maid of Light, and whose wrath nearly ended the world. In Volantis, he is the Lord of Light, whose followers feed men to the flames to beg his favor. In Lys, he is the weeping lady who sheds her tears for the living, soon to die. In Qohor, he is the black goat, and he feeds on blood offerings every day. On holy days, he is offered condemned criminals, and in times of great crisis, he may even be offered the noblest children of the city to beg his protection. Does he accept their gift? Well, the city still stands. For the poor, he is the hooded wayfarer. For soldiers, he is Bakalon, the pale child. For sailors, he is the moon pale maiden and the Merling king. In the house of black and white, however, he is all of them, and none of them. He is the many-faced god, and wherever a man turns, there he is. Men come from every corner of the world to know him, to beg his favor and seek his gift, for themselves, if their life has grown too hard, or for others who are making it so. It is all the same to the many-faced god. While at Osiris, all men must serve him, beggars and kings. While at Morgulis, all men must die, good and evil. Men worship as they will, but at the end of every road stands the many-faced god, waiting.
In this tribe, he's called this. In this tribe, he's called that. On this planet, he's called this. On that planet, he's called that. Many different names. It's like the people who were there that woke up and understood it, they were given a name which represented that being. And these are the older tribal days, whenever these things happened. These names are concepts, and they're all avatar names, or names of his children, because truly the Creator is unknowable and can't be known. Even saying Shiva, the unknown one, the he who is not, is beyond concept of the she and va. It's just a descriptive term for it. So that's just another name. The first being that truly is cannot be named. It named everything else. It just is. And that's why it's unknowable and impersonal and stuff like that. But it's also a person. Since the angels are always singing in heaven, what are you usually singing? Usually I'm trying to see how many of the names I can remember at that time. Like Chaos, Mbobo, Tao, Shiva, Bayame, Neyame, Ra, Chukua, that type of thing. Or I'll be like, Bodimo, Modimo, Mbobo, Mbobo, Modimo, Modimo, Bumba, Bumba, Ingai. Like, I'll do stuff like that. You might come to find that as you say these names and you truly get into a really good jam session inside yourself, you might end up like summoning some things because you jamming pretty hard and calling on all the peoples. At that point, you've called people who are representatives of the Creator, who are one with, and I and my Father are one. And there's other ones out there. Because it's not just supposed to be one person that is. Everyone's supposed to become that thing. A face. A representative. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's not exactly about what you know that's good, but it's also about who you know. And who you dare to call on. If you decide to start saying names, though, you better be focused on the idea of the Creator itself and not an actual avatar that lived amongst people. It's kind of like summoning the ancient ones to weigh and measure you, and, the trance state, it could get pretty wild, So I'm just giving that warning if you use that technique. I started doing that during my fast, and it led to a thing. It's a part of my thing, right? So maybe it's a part of yours, too. As long as you recognize the Creator is his own person, all the names really don't matter. I've got eyes for the future. Cosmic Space Dad. Mm-hmm.